Good morning, boys. Welcome to class 4. I'm Miss Nasim and I'll be teaching you science. I know you must be very excited with the idea of online teaching, but at the same time, you must be missing the school, your friends, your teachers. I know, especially your friends. As we all know, that we cannot come out of our houses due to the spread of coronavirus, but we can still help each other by staying indoors and praying for others. Besides that, it is also very important that we should have a good immune system, and it could be achieved by eating healthy and fresh food. So, we should try to have a healthy diet and lots of water. You would be happy to know that the topic we are going to discuss today is the food we eat. Okay, before we start the lesson, let's revise what we have learned in class 3. So, all of you, please sit straight, close your eyes. Yes, exactly the way you do it in class. And now think, why do we need food? Why is it important to have our meals? Yes, we need food to live, very good, to grow, to get energy, yes, and to protect us from diseases. Actually, the food we eat contains some substances. Do you know? What are they? Oh, what? Carbohydrates. Good. Vitamins and minerals. Correct. Fats. Good. You know, these substances are called nutrients. And nutrients are responsible for the growth and proper development of our body. So, what are nutrients? Nutrients are the substances present in different food items that are needed for good health and proper growth of our body. So these nutrients which we are talking about are responsible for the overall development of our body. There are 5 main types of nutrients, and each nutrient is performing different function in our body. So different food items have different nutrients in them, and these nutrients, when go into our body, they do some specific work in our body. Just like we have our eyes, nose, hands, legs, they perform different functions. In the same manner, these nutrients which are there in different food items, they also perform different functions in our body. Let's see what these nutrients are. Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals, along with water and roughage. Let's start with carbohydrates. Okay, can you tell me? Normally we have 3 meals a day, our breakfast, lunch and dinner. Do you find anything common in these 3 meals? Come on, think about it. Okay, yes, you said chapati. Correct. Roti or chapati, what we eat, is common in all 3 meals. Do you know why? Why our parents insist on having chapatis or rotis in all our meals? Because they give us energy, right? And this energy we use for different kinds of work in our lives. Since there are food items which are rich in carbohydrates and they give us energy, that is why they are also called energy giving foods. Yes, we call them energy giving foods. The foods that are rich in carbohydrates are potato, rice, wheat. Obviously, yes, we have chapatis made of wheat, bananas, apple. The next nutrient is proteins. Do you know, boys, the muscles that we have or the muscles that we develop is because of proteins. You must have seen the bodybuilders. They normally use a lot of proteins. The protein is responsible for making muscles. It's responsible for our growth and repair of our body. And the food items that help in gaining protein, or the food items that are rich in protein, are called body building food. The food items that contain proteins are milk, cheese, pulses, soya bean, fish, eggs. At young age, we try to have more of proteins. Rather, our parents tell us to have protein food so that our muscles develop, there is growth in our body, physically and mentally both. Now let us learn about fats. Fats are the nutrients which gives us energy. Yes, just like carbohydrates. But it gives us more energy than carbohydrates. And we don't need too much of fats in our food. Because if we will have too much of fats in our food item, then it will make us obese. It will make us fat. The work of fats in our body is to provide warmth and give us energy. That is why they are also called energy giving food. Vitamins and minerals. Vitamins and minerals are also called protective food. Do you know that? They are called protective foods. Any guesses? Why are they called protective food? Yes, because they protect us. Correct, that is right. But how? They protect us from diseases, correct? And they also keep us fit and healthy. They are also required in small amount. You might have heard about different kinds of vitamin from your parents or your friends, like vitamin A, B, C, D, E and K. Likewise, we have different minerals in different food items like calcium, potassium, iodine and iron. These different kinds of vitamins and minerals have different functions to perform in our body. For example, if we talk about vitamin A helps us in improving our eyesight, and it also helps in maintaining a healthy skin. The rich sources of vitamin A are green vegetables, eggs and dairy products. Likewise, vitamin D, any guesses? Okay, vitamin D is important for our bones and teeth. And the food items that are rich in vitamin D are milk, fish and egg. Now, let's see what is the function of some minerals in our body. Let's see, what does the calcium do? You must have heard about calcium from your parents. Okay. Not even from parents, you must have seen it on the ads on the television. Yes, for our bones. They are responsible for our healthy bones and teeth. They are very important for our bones and teeth. And the food items that are rich in calcium are milk, curd and cheese. Now, the next mineral is iron. Iron is also one of the very important minerals because it helps in the formation of blood in our body. And the green leafy vegetables like spinach, fruits like apples and carrots are rich sources of iron. Besides these four important nutrients, that is carbohydrates, vitamins and minerals, proteins, fats, our body also need roughage and water. Do you know why our body needs water? Because it helps in the digestion of our food. That we all knew. Any other important function of water in our body? You know, our blood. Our blood contains water. This water is an essential part of our blood, and other body fluids which we have in our body contains water. So water is very important. We must have plenty of water so that we remain fit and never fall ill. Similarly, roughage is also there. The food item which our body digests can be used as the energy giving food. But after that, whatever is left is known as the roughage. And it is important because it helps in removing the waste from our body. It makes the bulk that helps to remove the waste from our body. Otherwise, it will be in our stomach and something remains for a longer period of time anywhere, it starts damaging it. So it is very important that we have good amount of roughage in our food item so that it helps us to allow the waste material to pass out of our body. Before we go on to the next topic, let's revise what we have learned so far. Nutrients. Nutrients are the substances that are present in different food items that are needed for good health and proper growth of our body. There are 5 main kinds of nutrients. They are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals, water and roughage. Carbohydrates. They are also known as energy-giving foods. And the food items that are rich in carbohydrates are potato, rice, wheat, banana, apple. Proteins. Proteins are also known as bodybuilding food. And the food items that are rich in proteins are milk, cheese, pulses, soya bean, meat, fish, eggs. The next nutrient is fats. They are also known as energy-giving food. And the food items that are rich in fats are milk and other milk products like curd, cheese, oil, ghee. The next nutrient is vitamins and minerals. Vitamins and minerals are also known as protective food. And there are different kinds of vitamins and minerals like vitamin A, B, C, D and E, and minerals like calcium, iron, potassium. The food items that are rich in vitamins are and minerals are vegetables and fruits. It is very important that these nutrients should be taken in right amount. We cannot have too much of carbohydrates, too much of proteins, too much of fats, too much of vitamins and minerals. It's not right. So, we have to take these nutrients in the right amount. And when these nutrients are taken in the right amount in everyday diet, then it is known as a balanced diet. So, what is a balanced diet? A balanced diet is a diet that contains all the nutrients. Remember, we are not skipping any nutrient. We are having all the nutrients in the right amount. Some nutrients are required in more quantity, some are required in less quantity. For example, we need more carbohydrates in our diet compared to fats. So, the right amount of each nutrient is important along with roughage and water. So it is very important that we have a balanced diet every day to remain healthy, strong, and it is also important for the proper growth and development of our body. Boys, we know that food is very important. It is very necessary for our survival. But we see people wasting food. It's not right. There are many people who do not get food. They have to go to sleep empty stomach. They don't get food. You must have seen the children staying at the roadside. They don't get food. And many a times, the whole day, they do not get even a meal. So it's our duty to avoid wastage of food. Just close your eyes and think about different ways in which we can save food. Come on, close your eyes and think, what can we do to avoid this wastage of food? Okay, yes, very good. We can share our food with poor and needy people. Yes. Okay, very good. If the food is left, then we can just pack it and give it to the people who need it. Very good. Very good. When we serve ourselves, we should see that we take small servings. We should not take a big amount that we are not able to finish. Okay, so these are the different ways in which we can avoid the wastage of food. You know, boys, food also gets spoiled when after cooking we do not keep it properly. So it is very important that we store our food properly. Okay, now we are going to learn about the different methods of preserving food. Let's see, what are they? The first one is pickling. Do you know what is pickling? Actually, in this method, what do? We have our fruits and vegetables. For example, if we take chili, we take chilies in a jar, we put salt into it and oil. We mix them well and then cover it tightly and keep it, and it can be used later on whenever we want. You must have seen the pickles of mango your mother makes it during holidays. Yes, it is the same pickling. So these kind of things actually help the food to be stored for a longer period of time. The next one is drying. Drying is a method in which we try to remove the excess water from the food. For example, can you think of anything where you have seen the food items being dried? Okay. Yes, you're right. I was thinking of that same thing. During Holi, our mothers, normally what do? They just take the slices of potatoes and they spread it on a sheet and let it dry for some time till the water content of the potato is completely removed from it. And then we can store it in a box, and whenever we want, we can fry it and munch it. So actually, it is drying of the food items in sun and putting it back in a container and can be used later on. The next method that we are going to talk about is canning and bottling. This is a method in which we are taking the food item and we are putting it in tin cans and glass bottles. Can you think of something which you have seen or which we normally use in our daily lives? What did you say? Okay, jam. Correct. Normally we have seen the jam bottles. After the jam is being prepared, we are just keeping it in a glass bottle and we just place the lid tightly over it and we can use it whenever we want. It is a way of preserving the food. The next method is a very common method, and I know and I am sure you must have been using it in your house also. Can anyone guess about it? Okay, I'll just give you a hint. Your mother cooks something special for you. She makes it in bulk because she knows you are going to eat it again and again. So you finish your meal and that extra food, what is she going to do with it? She is going to give it to anyone? No. She is going to keep it for you. Where is she going to keep it? In the fridge. Yes, this is known as refrigeration. When the food we want to keep it for a longer period of time, whether it's cooked or raw. For example, we bring the vegetables from the market, we bring our fruits, we wash them nicely and we keep it in the refrigerator. So this refrigeration process is the process in which we keep the food items in the fridge at a low temperature, and it keeps it fresh over there for a longer period of time. The next method is somewhat like this, but there is a small difference. This method is known as deep freezing. Okay, by the name you can understand, and I think you have heard this term before, deep freezing. Can anyone tell me where have you seen this process, or where have you heard about it? Okay, you may try. Yes, please say. Yes, you're right. Normally when we go for our ice creams, from where does the ice cream seller takes out the ice cream? That is a deep freezer. Deep freezer is a place where the food item is kept at a very, very low temperature. In refrigeration, it is kept at a low temperature. The only difference is the temperature is very, very low. So this is used for storing the seafood, meat, or ice creams, or the peas. So these things are used in future when kept in the deep freezer. Okay, boys, now we have come to the end of the chapter. Before we just revise the exercises and all, let's see what we have learned just now. So, we have learned about balanced diet. A balanced diet that contains all the nutrients in right amounts along with roughage and water. Then, we should try to avoid the wastage of food and should follow necessary steps to avoid spoilage and wastage of food. And then finally, we learned about the different methods to preserve food, just like pickling, drying, canning and bottling, refrigerating, and deep freezing. Come on, we'll now revise and do some exercises based on this chapter. I hope you are ready. Come on, take out your notebooks and your pencil box and please complete the following exercise. Thank you, boys, for patiently sitting and listening to me. God bless you.